Welcome. Like and share the program, the platform, share to family and friends, share to everyone that is close to you. Let's have a very quick one. Share to anyone you can be able to reach. Share so that we can be able to go on with this very short and quick one. A message to Biafrans wherever you are. It is Sunday. I wish you all a very happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. For those of us who are Christians, I wish you a very happy Sunday. And I appreciate everyone that has connected wherever you're connecting from. I thank you for being part of the program. We are going to have a very quick one, very quick one. It's just necessary that we have to share some views and make some clarifications because of the things that are going on. A lot of things have been happening and we will not continue to keep silent. There are a lot of speculations out there and so many things are going wrong. And because of these issues, we must have to continue to update the Biafran people, because I know that many people are worried. Many people are disturbed. And there is every reason for anybody that is worried to be worried. There is every reason for anyone that is concerned to be concerned. Because a lot has been going on lately. We have been hearing a lot of informations, and so many people are confused. People are asking questions. Nobody knows which is which. Please, as you join us, help and share the program. Share the program so that we can have a full house and be able to communicate with Biafrans. So as you join, try to make sure you invite someone else to join. Don't be here all alone. When you join the platform, you invite somebody, because a lot is going on and we cannot continue to keep silent and pretend that all is well. All is not well. There are so many problems, so many issues out there, and I know that the Biafrans are worried. And the Biafrans have every reason to be concerned. What we are seeing today is not a child's play, and it's not something that anyone has to overlook. And Biafrans have been given different opinions. We are getting different opinions from different angles and different places. That is why it is very important that we speak with Biafrans, and people can be able to make up their mind and also be careful about the decision they make. So my fellow Biafrans, wherever you are watching from, I urge you in the name of Chukwu Kabiam, please, one thing you have to help us to do now is to share the program. Help us to share the program so that we can reach to as many people as possible. Information is power, information is key. More especially at this point in time where the betrayal is coming from an angle that nobody expected. The situation of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, has called for concern. And Biafran people are concerned. Please, as you join us, like and share. Biafra people are very concerned. People are concerned everywhere they are. The only people today who are not concerned and they are still focusing on their gossip and propaganda are those who do not care about you. And equally, this is going to help to make us understand those who are really seriously and genuinely seeking for Biafra. It is not enough for you to come out and tell us, oh, you want Biafra, you want Biafra. It is not enough to just come and say that. You need to prove it by your attitude, by your actions. What you do, what you say, and how you react will help us to make up our minds to know where you stand and to know if truly you are fighting for Biafra or you are looking for something else. Because so many people that have been deceiving Biafran people are not looking actually for Biafra. It is obvious that they are pursuing something else. And now that the Biafrans have been able to know that most of them are pursuing something else, we will have no choice than to treat them like outsiders. There is no point for any one of us wasting our time to begin to respond to whatever they say or whatever they do. We have to focus on our freedom, which is exactly where we are today. We can see that as the day go by, we continue to get more information on the situation of our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa. We continue to get more information on what is going on around our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa. So, my fellow Biafrans, we must continue to stand strong. I know that many people are worried, and there is every reason for anybody that gets worried to get worried. I am worried also. So it's not as if none of us is feeling the same way you are feeling. Each and every one of us have the same feeling. We are worried, and we wish that what is happening today did not happen. But well, at the same time, you know that your wish cannot change anything. We can wish for all we can, but at the same time, the enemies will be continue to do what they are doing. So my fellow Biafrans, we must not give up. We must continue to focus on our freedom and pursue the agenda that we have at hand. The issue of Mazi Simon Ekpa, no matter how bad it sounds, every Biafra must be focused and don't lose faith. The plans of the enemies and the focus of the enemies is to distract you, the Biafran people, to make sure we lose our focus and begin to look on things that are irrelevant. We must focus on our direction. There is no going back. It doesn't matter their propaganda, their blackmail, and their lies. One thing that is sure is that we are going to leave the Zoological Republic. If they like, they can continue to be in bed with the Finnish authorities. They can continue to romance themselves. That is not going to change our stance. And one of the joy you have to have is that all this while, in the midst of all their propaganda and blackmail, we have never heard any news that our Prime Minister have been found guilty. It is all accusation, accusation, accusation. And I bet you, from the information we are getting, Finland is going to face a very, very serious issue with the action they are taking today. They cannot use Biafra as a bargaining chip. They cannot use Biafra to salvage themselves. They cannot use us for any bargaining. And as we speak, the Finnish economy has slipped into recession, February 14, 2024. A lot of things we are seeing, and they think that they can use Biafrans to recover from their recession. They are going to meet even more serious and more dangerous things ahead. The greatest mistake any government in this world will do is to stand against the will of the people of Biafra. Any way you make any move to join the Nigerian government in pushing evil agenda against the Biafrans, you will pay a very heavy price. You are going to pay a very heavy price that if care is not taken, you will never ever get out of it. The British think that what is happening to them today is ordinary. The curse has been laid upon them and they are going to suffer it until the end of time. It is becoming very, very clear and more clearer that the Finnish authority want to trade our prime minister for their own selfish interest. But as Chukwu Okikabiyama lives, we know there are still men of conscience in this world. There are still men of conscience. Even in Finland, there are still men of conscience. And we believe that in no distance time, all these games is going to be over and we are going to come out victorious. Because I believe that all things work for good to them that love Chukwu Okikabiyama. We have not committed any crime. Likewise, our Prime Minister have not committed any crime. And whatever anybody is trying to do to blackmail him or to put on him can never stand. It doesn't matter how you try to do it, it will never stand. There is a message in the platform of our Deputy Prime Minister, and he said, Prime Minister Obatobi Simon Ekpa has told Dr. Orabueze, and by extension Biafrans, to specifically protect the mandate. That issue of protecting the mandate is very, very important. You see, when our Deputy Prime Minister released that very message of protecting the mandate, that very word speaks volume. And that will let you understand that it's not as if the Prime Minister does not know the implication of what he's doing or how difficult it's going to be or this very obstacle. He knows that is going to come. And he has laid the foundation on how we are going to come out of it or what we are going to do until the whole thing is over. So what we are supposed to be doing today as Biafrans is to make sure that we continue to focus. As for the Finnish authority, we are still waiting. We are still waiting to see if they can make a rebuttal of what their ambassador said in Nigeria. You know, sometimes Nigeria is a very criminal country. We know them very well. They know how to play their games. Nigeria can equally buy a propaganda. Just to push a propaganda, they can buy propaganda alone. They can pay money for you to allow them to say whatever they want to say, just to gather attention and try to change the narrative. But it's not going to work with us. Whatever they are saying today, either they are saying it intentionally or unintentionally, we do not care. If Finnish authority did not send a rebuttal for that very nonsense that the ambassador said, well, we are prepared and we are going to meet them in the language that we understand. It is now becoming very clear that the human rights does not apply to blacks. It doesn't apply to Africans. It doesn't apply to Biafrans. Somebody have said that some time ago, that the people in Nigeria are meant to believe that any atrocity they commit against the Biafran people does not amount to human rights abuse. It doesn't amount to human rights crime. They can take life, they can commit murder, they can commit genocide in Biafra land. And nobody is going to see it as a crime against humanity. And that is why they have continued to perpetrate this evil. And in the face of that evil, they still come out boldly before the whole world. And they continue to project themselves as a nation. Every one of us see the case of Mazen Nandekano. The supreme leader of IPOB, Mazen Nandekano, has not committed any crime known to man. Everybody knows he's an innocent man. But they have continued to hold him against his will up to this minute as we speak. And they refuse to let him go. While we are here talking about the case of Mazen Nandekano, they came up with that of our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. And today we can see what is going on in the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa. Somebody who has not committed any crime, you held him incommunicado, and you continue to push propaganda and allow propaganda to reign against him. You restricted him from responding, and for the past 2 months now, you are still holding him. You never took him to court, and you told us you are investigating. At the same time that you are saying you are investigating, you said that the Nigerian government have furnished you with enough evidence. As for we Biafrans, we are not worried. Every evidence against the Nigerian government is in the public. International communities have all those evidence. Amnesty International have evidence of the atrocities of Nigeria, of how Nigeria is sponsoring terrorism against its own citizens. The human rights abuse of Nigeria did not start today. And the report has come on several occasions. But nobody seemed to do anything, simply because of the British interest. The British interest is something that they think it will stop us, but it won't stop us. No matter how they try, it won't stop us. I know it is going to make it just look like when you are doing something, you almost go to an end and they will rule hand the back of time, and it's like you are starting afresh. It is painful the way they are rolling the back of time. They are only going to delay us. They only continue to create this delay, but to stop us from restoring Biafra, it is done. They know it's the sign and seal. That very convention that was held on the 29th and that declaration that was made is not a joke. The number of people who were there to make that very declaration is much more greater than the number of people that created so many countries of the world today. And everything that was done there was done officially. There were witnesses. Everything they are doing today is geared at stopping us from having recognition. But I bet you the more they try, the more we succeed. And my joy is that the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Oreboweze, is not relenting. She has been busy, even in the face of all these propagandas and blackmail. She has been very busy working, doing one thing or the other to make sure that our voice is heard. She has never stopped talking about our freedom or doing what she has to do. She has been on top of the game. Letters have been submitted to different countries of the world. I'm talking about legitimate countries, not the terrorist countries. And they are receiving our letters. We saw that of the Japan on video. And we are going to make our choice. Biafrans are worried. I am worried too. What Finland did was a shock, and it broke the heart of many Biafrans. But I'm telling any Biafran that is watching me today, we're going to watch this video, don't be heartbroken. Do not be heartbroken. All things is going to work for good for us. That was a speech Mazen Nandekano made. He said that Biafra is going to come in such a way that no man is going to take glory and say, oh, it is because of what I did or what I did not do. And each time I remember that statement, I realize myself, whatever happens, I say it is the will of God. Whenever I remember that statement, everything that happens, I always take it as the will of God in the course of this very struggle. In this restoration of Biafra, all we have to do as a human being is to do our own part. If you know the role you're going to play, please start doing it. More especially in supporting the government of Biafra in any ramification. Support them. Support the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Araboese. If you know how to support her, this is the time. Yesterday, she made outstanding explanations during the fundraising. I know it's a long video, some of you have not watched, but I'm going to try to cut it out and upload it, and some of you can be able to watch it. She made a very striking explanation and some revelations yesterday fundraising. And when you look at her focus, you see that she doesn't have time for gossip. She doesn't have time to respond to irrelevant people who doesn't have anything to do than to distract. And I love her spirit, and it shows that she has learned very well from Mazi Simon Ekpa, because Mazi Simon Ekpa, you don't distract him. You cannot use your distraction to stop him doing what he's doing. He's going to trash you and again continue what he's doing. And the more you try to stop him, the more he makes progress. That is what we are seeing today in the time of the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Araboese. Who can believe that even in the midst of all the distraction, she is making so many progress. You can see reports of progress and new moves and steps that have been taken. My fellow Biafrans, we must be strong. As for our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, regardless the betrayal the Finnish authorities have given him, he is going to be out. Don't allow anybody begin to bully you or try to trash you by telling you he's not going to be out. He will be out. He will be out. It's going to shock everybody how he's going to be out. When Chukwu Okike Abiama is in charge of the affair of men, there is nothing anybody can do. And in this kind of situation, the only thing you can do is just to hand everything to Chukwu Okike Abiama and sit back and watch what is going to be, what is coming. I said it's going to be a very short program, but tomorrow morning, hopefully tomorrow morning or afternoon, I'm trying to shift my program to evening, possible. So, but I'm still working on it so that we can be able to trash out some very important informations that we have. Every Biafra must please remain consistent. I know there are so many distractions. I understand how you all feel. But all hope is not lost. Do not lose faith. Do not lose faith. There is nothing that is happening today that is people are not aware. And the beautiful thing that before anything happens, Chukwu Okike Abiama will strategize and give us a way out. Already we have a solution to the issue of Finland. This betrayal of Finland, the solution is already out. It is a very shocking betrayal. They betrayed a man who have served them diligently. He served in the military, he served in politics, and he served in so many other areas, still a reserve military. Mazi Simon Ekpa loved Finland so much that in every program he made, he would sing the national anthem and raise their flag. That was why he went to the extent and said that he's going to bring Finland to Biafra land. He said it time and time again. And today, just like in one of your messages where you say the reason they don't want us to disintegrate Nigeria is because they don't want us to be like them. They don't want us to be like the West. Do not want us to enjoy what they are enjoying. This same Finland has been able to break away from Russia. They broke away from Russia because they feel that they have different value system. They break away in the former USSR based on their tribal lines. Every one of them broke away. This is a journey they have passed through. And today, it is our turn to do ours, and they are standing our way. What crime have we committed? The only crime we committed is that we said we do not want to be part of the Zoological Republic anymore. We want to create a society where people can think like human, do things the way human beings do things. That is all we ask. We didn't ask for too much. We were not asking them to give us anything. We didn't ask Finland to come and sponsor our freedom. Thank you, Nkiruka. Thank you so much. Thank you, Nkiruka. Sometimes it's weekend. Normally, I don't broadcast on weekend, but what we are going through is something that doesn't give us rest. I wish I could have more time to relax and rest myself, but sometimes I have to stress myself out to come and do what I have to do. So you don't have to worry. By the special grace of Chukwu Kabiama, it is something that we have signed up to do, and we will continue to do it until we are free. There is no giving up. As long as I still have breath, I can speak, I can talk, I will continue to preach this gospel and until we are free. So my fellow Biafrans, wherever you are watching from, the betrayal is too heavy and we cannot overlook it. Except they come tomorrow and issue a rebuttal, but it's now getting up to 48 hours. Unlike Finland initially, whenever something is written that they are not in support of, Finland will come and respond. Many times they blackmail our Prime Minister Mazi Salman, but they responded. But this time their silence shows that they have switched. It is a very shocking switch. They are no longer the Finland that we used to know. And it is about interest. When you look into that very statement that was made, it was pointed out what they wanted. It is about gas. It is about economic interest. That is why. There's nothing more. The same gas that belongs to us, our own gas, our own resources, is what they are going to negotiate with another people. It is sad. What are we asking for? We are asking for a sane society where we can operate and do things the way things are done. That is all we are asking for. Is that too much to ask for? We never called them to come and sponsor us. We never called them to come and fight for us. Just enable the environment and allow us to do what we have to do. It's not as if we are doing something that is extraordinary. This is something they have done before. They have gone through it. The former USSR splitted out into pieces along tribal lines, including Finland. They went through it. And today, surprisingly, Finland do not want us to have what they have. They don't want us to have that peace they have. They don't want us to enjoy that peace and good economy and good society that they have. They don't want us to enjoy it. Instead, they are colluding with our enemy. They are colluding with our enemy to come out openly and begin to issue a statement. But I bet you, it is our opportunity to also make more friends. As you all know, they say, there is no permanent friend and there is no permanent enemy. They shouldn't be worried when they see us with the kind of friendship we are going to have now. Because what happened is a lesson. And we are going to change our friends also. As they have switched in their friendship, we are going to switch equally. And that is how it's going to play out. And at the end of the day, time is going to come. When they will come in the name of those who will declare Biafra in their place, and for that they have the right to enjoy some benefits. Of course, they are supposed to. But from their actions now, they are destroying every help they have given us in the past. They are destroying it with their action. We are going to make new friends. Definitely. We are going to make new friends. That is what is going to happen. And regardless what anybody thinks, regardless what anybody puts in their minds, we are going to make new friends. We have waited for too long. We respected them a lot. We tried to play along with them. And I believe when our prime minister comes out this time around, it is going to be a different ball game. It's going to be a different ball game. Because we cannot just be stagnant and now begin to hope and think that something is going to change miraculously. There is no miracle that is going to happen except we instigate that miracle. Whatever miracle that is going to happen, we are going to start it. We will start it. The government of Biafra already have started talking to people they are supposed to talk to. And they have already started making the move they have to move. Some you are not going to hear about them until when the time comes. But you see what transpired, it is a lesson. And we have learned it. You know, in this journey of Biafra, it is all about lessons. You learn your lesson, you correct it, and you move on. That has been the journey from the time of Mazen Nandekano up to this minute. In this new generation, from Mazen Nandekano, it's been a lesson. Learning from one lesson to the other. Mazen Nandekano also learned from what happened to Wazirike. He learned a lot of lessons. He learned a great lesson, and that is why he's able to sustain up to this moment. From the lesson he learned in the time of Wazirike, he was able to strengthen himself and make plans. If not, it would have been very difficult. And it is that lesson that made him to build a strategy that made it that you cannot destroy IPOB. And he said it, and he said it boldly, that you can't destroy IPOB. Because of the lesson he learned, he knows there are no permanent friends and no permanent enemy. Anybody can rise one day and be what you don't expect it to be. And in one of his broadcasts, he said the only man he trusts, Mazen Nandekano said it in ABC, that the only person he trusts that will still talk about Biafra the following morning, it is himself. That he cannot vouch for his own child, he cannot vouch for anybody around him. Only himself. He believed that when he wakes up the next morning, he will still be talking about Biafra. As for others, you can never guarantee. And from the lesson he learned, that was why when he saw him as a Simon, he embraced him. And he laid foundation on that side. A strong foundation. Not minding the propaganda that is coming right left and center. And Mazen Samuel came in and also learned a great lesson from Mazen Nandekano. There are some loopholes during the time of Mazen Nandekano. He learned. And he was able to block those loopholes. And use the same strategy of Mazen Nandekano to keep a strategy that you cannot be able to hijack the government of Biafra and do something stupid. Mazen Samuel doesn't operate with one person. He doesn't put all his egg in one basket, just like Mazen Nandekano did. If Mazen Nandekano has put his egg in one basket, all these things we are talking today will be history. The same thing Mazen Samuel did. He didn't put his eggs in one basket. Even while he was with us, the way he discharged duties, you wouldn't understand what the next person, the next door, is doing. And that is why he said it openly in his program. He said, I don't have a permanent friend. Mazen Samuel said it, I don't have a friend. You're not my friend. That the only thing that brings all of us together is Biafra. Biafra is the common thing that brought us together. You are not my friend. There is no difference. Just like me, when I do my programs, I don't have any business calling anybody to discuss anything, if not for Biafra. The only thing that unites me and I is Biafra. If you're writing me or calling me, you're not discussing Biafra, you're wasting time. I don't have any gossip to you, and I'm not ready to listen to your gossip. It is Biafra. Once you are in, we talk about it. If you are out, and you count me out, I won't be there. So Mazen Samuel Ekpa laid that foundation. He didn't put his egg back 1%. And it is because of that foundation, that was why our COS was able to survive. If not for that strategy, many of you have seen the attack on the video was released, and he stood his ground. Even when almost all the people in that meeting were against the COS, but still he stood his ground. He knows what he was doing. And today you can see. You can see today, judge for yourself, who are the ones today who are holding the mandate. Master Samuel told her to make sure you stand on the mandate. Keep the mandate on. Keep the mandate. That word is a code, a very strong code. And you saw the revelation the Deputy Prime Minister made yesterday during the time of fundraising. She made a striking revelation of what Master Samuel said. Now, Master Samuel told her directly that if for him personally as a human being and where he is, he will say postpone the declaration. But it is not his word. That the decision lies on the Deputy Prime Minister to decide. He said the Deputy Prime Minister should decide. And she took that bold step and that bold decision and continued to pursue the United States of Biafra. And when you hear such a word from a leader, that this is my own view, but you that you are in the free world, you that you are there, it is in your hand. When you hear Mazi Samuel say that he was considering her own stress, the stress is going to, as a human being, she knows our Deputy Prime Minister is a lady with responsibility. He himself, as Samuel Ekpa, knows what he is passing through as the Prime Minister of Biafra. He knows the heavy weight. He knows what is happening to him, the attacks, both spiritual and physical. He knows the weight. And that was why, as a human being, if you ask him, he will say postpone it. But for you that is going to carry that banner, the decision lies on you. If you can do it, go ahead. It is not my decision. It is your decision that we count this time around. And the Deputy Prime Minister did not fail. She took the bull by the horn. If we are to be some cowards, if we are to be some unserious people, they will postpone it. Then, if you postpone the declaration, do you know what that damage that is going to do to the strength of the Biafrans? Do you know what damage that is going to do to your followers, Biafrans, who have a high hope of the declaration, who have spent their time, their money, and their life, everything, just to make sure it is clear? Do you know the pain is going to cost them? Do you know the damage is going to cost them? But some of those idiots, we are not looking at those. They didn't even care because they are never fighting for Biafra. But the person that the weight fell on, the person that the anointing fell on, and she knows the weight, at least she has been there watching and observing and know what Master Samuel has been through, and she saw that she can do it. She equated the task. She went ahead and made a declaration. And after that declaration, all hell broke loose. All hell broke loose. Just like in the case of Mazi Nnamdi, the purpose of kidnapping Mazi Nnamdi from Kenya is to stop Biafra. Remember, before the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi said, we are going to march. After 150 days prayer, that nothing, he's not waiting anymore. If it is only 100 men he saw, other people can come later. Mazi Nnamdi was very, very clear on what he wants to do. And when they saw that he was serious, they couldn't wait for the next second. They plotted to go and kidnap him from Kenya. The aim of that kidnap was to stop Biafra. It get to Mazi Samuel. Mazi Samuel said he will never stop and that he's going to make that kidnap useless. And Mazi Samuel succeeded in making the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi absolutely and totally useless. Completely useless. But they couldn't handle it. They couldn't bear it. They began to push their bottom, The British entered to work, used their NATO nonsense and whatever, and dragged Finland along. And finally today, Finland have succumbed. They took our Prime Minister away at the time we needed him most, at the peak, at the peak of delivering Biafra, they pick our prime minister. That very distraction was strategic. That is what you see this Western world. They know every single thing you do. They know the implications. They know the weight. They know that that declaration is not a joke. They know very well. They know. And they thought, they never believed that Biafrans can still pull it out. They never believed that in the absence of Mazi Samuel, that Biafrans can still pull off that very declaration. First of all, they wanted to use fear. Remember, after our professor was taken out and he was not communicating, they began to introduce this fear. Using the IPOB Nigeria and other criminals, they tell you, oh, if you go to Finland, they will arrest you. Oh, if you go to Finland, they will kidnap you. Oh, don't go to Finland. If you read it, they brought fear. And how do we overcome that fear? I bet you that in overcoming that fear, the deputy prime minister was on top. And that was why she left a week to the time. She was the first person to step into Finland to assure Biafrans, you can come on. Nothing is happening. But these are those idiots. They begin to translate it that, why did she go early? Why won't she go early? When there is already pressure mounting everywhere to distract the Biafrans from going, creating fear. Some people are already afraid. Nobody knows what is going to happen. Many people are scared. Very scared. They don't know what to expect. They don't know what is happening, what will happen the next minute. And the deputy prime minister has to get into Finland a week to the time. And that gave the courage to others to begin to fall in line. That gave others the courage to begin to fall in line. And I bet you that was a very great move. But instead of them to applaud her, they use it as a blackmail against her. They use it as a blackmail. Instead of applauding her for the good work, they use it against her. And I bet you those who have made themselves enemy to Biafrans, they will never go scot-free. They will never go scot-free. It does not matter how they try. It doesn't matter the angle they come from. It doesn't matter how they throw their bullets and their guns. They will never succeed. No matter what you see today as a Biafran, never give up. I know it is sad and painful, but I bet you will be surprised what is going to happen. It is going to work out for our own good. All this nonsense you are hearing, blackmail, it is going to turn out for our own good. This is not the first time we are having this kind of shock. When they took away Mazi Nnamdi, how many of us believe that Biafra will ever rise again? When Mazi Nnamdi was removed from the picture, nobody believed that we can get this far. Up to the extent of holding the ground, having a government in exile, from government in exile, establishing the United States of Biafra today, and declaring Biafra. Nobody believed it. At the same time, asking for the release of Mazi Nnamdi, pursuing these two causes at the same time. When Mazi Nnamdi was kidnapped, it looks impossible. Many people are still in that shock up to today. But Chukwu Okike showed up. Because he's not a man. Of course. Chukwu Okike is not a man. He does his own thing in his own way. That is why when things happen like this, I get it. Myself, I feel it. I feel it. But the only courage I get when this kind of thing happens, I will go and look for the answer from the messages of Mazi Nnamdi. Everything that is happening in this struggle has an answer in his message. Except you have not looked, except you have not watched or you're not paying attention. If you're not paying attention, you will always be distracted. But if you are paying attention, I bet you, whatever thing that happens in this very agitation, you are going to see the answer already made in the message of Master Nandeka. That is why every one of us have to do our part as a human being. There is a hand of God in the pursuit of Biafra. And that hand of God doesn't need a human help. There is a hand of God in the pursuit of Biafra. And that hand of God doesn't need a human help. That does not mean that we will not do our part. We, the Biafran people, all we have to do is to do those things that are visible that we can do. Do it. Whatever it results, whatever be the outcome, don't bother yourself. There is a hand of God in this. Mazin Nandekano made a clear statement. He said, I can never forget that word. And that word is the word that consoles me when I cry alone. Each time I sit, I think about Biafra issue, the betrayers, the ups and downs, go 100 miles and they bring us back to number one again. You walk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps, up to 7 steps, they bring you to step 2 again. Sometimes when I sit back and cry and get worried and get downcasted with those things, I will remember the word of Master Nandeka, that Biafra is going to come in a way that no human being will take glory. Biafra will come in a way that you and I will not say, oh, if not for what you did, if not for this, if not for that, if not for this country, if not for that country, if not for that man. It is going to come in such a way that nobody will take the glory. He said it will come in such a way that anybody that looks at it, he say, oh, if not God, nobody can do this. Anybody that looks at it will say, oh, if not God, this is not possible. If not God, this is not possible. My fellow Biafrans, the thing we have to focus on now is what we will do as an individual. Our government is focusing on what they have to do as a government, pursuing recognition and embarking on restoration, equipping our men on the ground. Equipping our men on the ground and make sure that they are equipped to the teeth. That is the responsibility of the government. And to achieve that, your support is needed. Financial support. It doesn't matter. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't escape it. You can't escape. These things will cost money. So when we talk about the financial responsibility, don't get worked up. Don't say, why are they talking about money? Every time we must talk about it, because there is nothing you can do today in terms of self-defense without money. It will cost money. The joy every one of us must have is that today we have a government that puts the money where our mouth is. When you donate the money, you will see the money being invested on that area that you want it to be invested in. We must continue to do our part. Our government is on top of the game. Even in the midst of all this distraction, the government is still pursuing recognition. You saw the government representative in Japan. You saw the representative of the government in Japan. Went to Japan, one of their top officials, and sent the documents of Biafra. Explained to them officially, because most of them are across the world. Remember this word, officially. That is why I tell people, you cannot just get this freedom on social media. You can't get this freedom by protesting. Like IPOB will tell you they are protesting. Yes, you protest, you protest. You can protest until 1,000 years. Nobody is going to do anything except you make an official report of your case. You must have to table it officially to the countries that matters and those that matters. Only then and then they will begin to pay attention. And that is what the government of the day is doing. In DC today, statements have been made in DC. People have been talked to. In Asia, many governments of Asia has been talked to. In Europe, many governments of Europe is being talked to. And we are expanding more and more. And we are adding more friends. We are adding more friends, including in Africa. In Africa, official letters have been tendered to South Africa. And so many other places. What we have to be doing as individuals, as Biafrans, is to please, wherever you find yourself, try as much as possible to do your own part. If you know that thing Chukwu Okaba have blessed you with, that you can use to support your freedom, that thing you can use to promote your freedom, please do not hesitate. Do it. Just do it. Don't wait for anybody to beg you. You are not doing it for somebody. Just like this broadcast I'm doing every day. I am doing that broadcast. I have taken it as something that I'm going to commit to Biafra. Nobody is paying me. Nobody is sponsoring me. Nobody is doing anything for me. I pay for my internet every month. I use my internet. Monthly bills, I pay it. My internet doesn't go down. Monthly. Because of the issue of Biafra. And every day I make it a point of duty to give some hours to Biafra issue. It doesn't mean that I don't have other things to do. It doesn't mean that I don't have other responsibilities. Or if I don't even have anything to do, I can sleep. Sleep and take a good rest. Today is weekend. Sunday is the day that people who are not, it's the day, a work-free day that you can sit at home and sleep and have a good sleep. But here are we. We are still talking about Biafra. We are broadcasting. We are sending messages and alerting Biafrans. It is our business. It is about our life. It is not about anybody. It is about myself, because I'm part of it. I'm not doing it that I'm doing it for people, for some people out there. No. It's for my generation unborn. And that is how every one of us should be having. Let's have that mindset. Let us have that mindset of commitment. Forget about your selfish interest. Selfish interest is one of the things that is killing us. Some people are so self-centered. There are so many people in this Biafra issue, it is about their personal popularity. They just want to make themselves popular. What are you going to get? I don't care about your popularity. If I was chasing popularity, I have been in this Biafran struggle for more than a decade. I have been in this Biafran struggle for more than a decade, and I have opportunity to be on the strategic positions and places. I have the opportunity to play a role in strategic places if it were to be to advertise myself. But it is not about advertisement. It is much more than that. And today you see the people who are creating problem in this struggle are those who came to chase their own personal agenda. They want to come and chase popularity. You want to be a celebrity. You want everybody to obey you and know you. And if it doesn't work that way, you are no longer talking about it. You are ready to destroy the struggle. It is sad. There are many people who are here for their selfish interests. But those who are here for the interest of every one of us, for more than 70 million people, it doesn't matter where you put them or the position they are. They do what they have to do. They do what they have to do. So every one of us must learn to focus on the right path. It is not going to be easy. You must continue to focus. This time around is going to be a game changer. Forget. This thing you are seeing, you think is a problem. Just wait for a little while. In a very short while, you are going to hear the breaking news. Just make sure you are committed and know why you are asking. Some of us don't know why we are asking for this Biafra. There are some people, even in the front line among us, the broadcasters, there are some of us today who still don't know the actual reason why we are asking for Biafra. Some think it's just a business. Some think it's for popularity. Some don't even, there are people who are talking about this Biafra today that don't believe that it is possible. I have spoken to some people who claim to be fighting for Biafra, who said, this Biafra said, they don't think they're going to come. These are people that will come online and they will tell you do this and do that. They will preach and preach. But when you engage them private, they don't believe what they are saying. There are people like that. There are many people who don't believe that Biafra is going to come. Many of them. But they will come online. They will talk and suggest and do this. But when it comes in reality, when you engage them, you discover that they don't even know what they are pursuing. They don't even know what they are chasing. They are not even sure of anything. You must be sure of what you are doing. That is why I say most of the time that when you come to my platform and you're listening, the decision always relies on you. Do not go and do a thing because you had a word in my platform. Everything you hear from me, digest it, make your own personal verification and investigation. Apply your common sense to it. Then you take decision, because any decision you take, nobody's going to hold me responsible. Chukwu Okukame will hold you responsible for your own action. My own self, I will face my own problem and I will be held responsible for whatever I do. And that is how it is. Wherever you are watching this program from, please like and share. Click like. Click like. When you like the program, you are helping us to spread this gospel. When I check here, how many people are liking the program? We have almost 70 people here. But the likes there, how many people liked? Just few people that click like the program and share it. That is one of the challenges we are facing also on media. Our platform is under heavy attack. Our platform is under heavy attack. My platform, as you know, what I do here, I don't come here to entertain anybody. Neither do I come here for saga, abuse somebody, or no, I don't do that. I am committed in the restoration of Biafra. Issues that matters. That is my concern. And whatever I'm saying on this platform is based on personal experience and what I have found out by myself. Not because somebody gave me a message to preach. Nobody gives me a message to preach. Even the time of my Simon Ekpa, nobody gives me a message to preach. All I need to do is to follow information that are coming out. From that information, I can be able to deduce what is going to be the next thing and the next step of it. We must take Biafra as our business. Every one of us. Because our enemy will not stop. They will not stop. Look at what is happening in Biafra land today. Look at, as we are talking, they are recruiting more terrorists in Biafra land. As we are talking, look at what is happening in Anambra State. Anambra governor is recruiting more terrorists. How many security outfits is he going to form? How many has he formed already? What is the gain and what were they able to achieve? With all the security outfits that formed in Anambra State, were they able to achieve anything? Were they able to stop kidnapping? Were they able to? Every single thing they are forming is to fight against Biafra. Whenever you see them advertising those security outfits, their target is Biafra. There was a video I saw. I saw a video where some useless idiots that call themselves security arrested, they said they caught Fulanis with gun. This one is not maybe a hearsay. They have an evidence. They caught Fulanis with gun. While they were trying to take the life of a Biafran, a young man, they called the young man to go and buy a cow. The guy went there to buy the cow. The next thing, they brought out AK-47. Only God knows how he escaped. And he went to alerted security. Security now went there now after exchange of fire with these people. According to them, they were able to capture 3 of them. After catching these 3, you see how they were treating them like special guests. You saw how clean they are. The only thing that was on them was not handcuff. They were very clean, their body no stain, nobody touched them. But I bet you, if those people were to be Biafrans, you won't even recognize them by now. They will be tied down with rope, they will be brutalized, if not taken out immediately. They won't even think twice, they will take them out immediately. But look at terrorists that were caught. And they are saying, oh, they will go and take them to police. This is the evil that the politicians in Nigeria, in Biafra land, are doing. The main terrorists in Biafra land, they are not going after them. Go and see all the kidnappers they are advertising and showing in their media. They are all from the southeast. They will only catch their brother and advertise their brother as a criminal. But when it becomes the main Fulanis, the media will not carry it. When Fulani terrorists are arrested, captured, including the security outfit that will go and confront them, they won't even beat them. They will treat them like special guests. I saw that video, I almost shed tears. And the idiot who was bold to say that these men, they were many, with AK-47, they exchanged fire with them, others escaped, they were able to capture 3. And the 3 they captured, they are treating them like special guests. They didn't beat any one of them. But if it were to be their brother, they would take his life. Not just beating him, they would take his life. You see many programs, the videos they are showing. They bring their brother, they say the brother is smoking Igbo. They catch their brother smoking Igbo or selling Igbo. They will strip the person naked. Almost, they have taken so many of them in life. They take their life. Take their life. But when they catch a Fulani man that is a terrorist, who has come to steal, to kill, and to destroy, they will treat him like a special guest. The next thing they remember, that they will take them to police. And you know what will happen? From police, they will release immediately. They know that when they take these people to police, they are going to release them immediately, not tomorrow. Phone call will come and tell them to leave those people, and they will leave them, they go. That is when you catch a Fulani and you say you are taking them to police, they feel so relaxed. They will ask you, let's go today or tomorrow. Because they know you're not going to come out with anything. Every single Fulani that gets to police is gone. It's just like escorting them back home and say, just like you are escorting them home and you give them security to go ahead and do what they are doing. In a time where our land is terrorized, you catch a terrorist and instead of taking them out, take them out. You don't need any advertisement. We don't need it. We don't want to see any advertisement. Take them out and that's it. That is why I love the Liberation Army. In Liberation Army, don't take prisoners. We don't take prisoners. We don't have any place to keep prisoners. And we don't have food to give them. Mazen Nandekano established it and he said that when we catch you, we send you to God. Only God knows where to keep you. Only Him will judge you and put you where you need to be. We don't take prisoners. You see this political idiot in Biafra escorting Fulanis to their homes and they say they are arresting them. I'm the Fulanis. My fellow Biafrans, we must continue. I thank you all for joining me on this very short program on Sunday. Tomorrow morning we are going to continue. Hopefully tomorrow morning, or I'm trying to see possibly if I can shift my morning program to evening because of certain things and also to accommodate more people. But we are still working on it. Probably tomorrow we come in the morning. If it doesn't work out, we can come in the evening. We'll see how it's going to happen. So we are going to be back tomorrow with some other programs and evidences and our normal program tomorrow. I thank you all for being part of the program. I appreciate everyone that have been able to support. Please continue to support this platform and share the program. Share it. Your sharing is what we need. Your sharing is what we need. Share it. Let us get to where we need to get to. We must be victorious. Nobody should be afraid. Don't be afraid of anything. I know sometimes discouragement comes, but do not be discouraged. When you are discouraged, you encourage yourself, because one thing that should be the key of your encouragement is that this very project is the project of Chukwu Kabiama. It is not just your project. It is the project of Chukwu Kabiama. We are only instruments to make it fulfilled, and we are surely going to make it fulfilled. Thank you so much for being part of the program. I thank you, and I hope we're going to meet again tomorrow. Thank you so much for being part of the program. Stay blessed, and may Chukwu Kabiama continue to guide and protect our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Oramboeze. May Chukwu guide and protect our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. May Chukwu guide and protect our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Thank you for being part of this program. No weapon formed or fashioned against such a person. Stay blessed, and we'll see you again next time.